everybody, and welcome to the first episode of a new series. This is the Sunday Showdown, a fantasy draft series, which is going to go up each week, as the name implies, on Sunday at 1 PM, where we are going to play a different content creator each week in a different fantasy draft with different rules, stipulations, and, have some fun with it. Get to use some players you don't normally see, some formations you don't normally get to use, and, just generally have a good time, meet some new people, and with a bit of luck, win some fantasy draft games. So, this week, we played Twitch streamer SamJH live. Now, because he's a Twitch streamer, he doesn't have a YouTube channel. This week, both videos will be on mine. If we play a YouTuber, it might be split across two different channels, but all the videos will be on a playlist over on my channel if you want an easy way to find them all. So, what are we doing this week? What stipulations? What rules? We are doing the Team GB Challenge. So, two very simple rules behind this. You must pick 5 players from each of the 4 countries. So 5 Scottish, 5 Welsh, 5 English, and 5 Northern Irish players. You can't flex on that. You can't have 4 of any, you can't have 6 of any. You pick exactly 20 players with 5 of each. Simple. Rule number 2 is you must have 2 players from each country on the pitch at all times. Very straightforward. Now you can split that after, as long as you have 2 of each, you can go anything you want after that. So you could have 5 English with 2 Scottish, 2 Welsh, and 2 Northern Irish, as long as you have at least 2 of each. And this counts when you make substitutions. If you get a player sent off, you have to make a change to rectify it as long as that's possible. If you've got a red card after you've made all your subs, there's nothing that can be done about that. But, in essence, I guess you have a free space, so it'd technically be okay. But, those are the only rules. It's very straightforward. No budgetary limitations, nothing to do with age or ability. Purely 5 players from each country in the draft, 2 players on the pitch at all times. Let's get stuck into it. Have you got any game plan? Have you put any thought into who you want to pick? Or
in terms of who I want to pick, no, but I do have a bit of a bold game plan with my tactics, which could either go very well or it will go very bad.
Fair enough. See, I've got some ideas with who I want to pick, but in terms of an actual game plan, I've not thought about it at all. Do you have any preference to whether you want first pick or second as the one that you're hoping for, or?
I think I would actually prepare second pick. I'm sort of curious to know what sort of route you're going to take with choosing.
That's what I'm thinking with you, because I've got my plan in my head, but it could very easily go just badly. Oh, first pick. Okay.
Oh.
You've got it. Okay. You've got first pick.
Oh god. The pressure.
Did you have a planned first pick in mind? Someone big?
I didn't. I really didn't think I would get it, to be honest. But I think rather than picking the best player, it's going to be important to pick someone that'll even it out. So I'm probably going to try and focus more on not English nationality first.
That's fair.
So I'm going to pick Kieran Tierney.
That's fair. That's a good pick. Well, I've had pretty much the exact same train of thought as you. I'm focusing on not the English. So I'm going to go with a Northern Irish centre-back pairing of Johnny Evans and Craig Cathcart.
Okay.
And get them both in straight away. Get my 2 Northern Irish players who have to be on the pitch straight out of the way in that first round. So I'm not left worrying about it.
I think I'll probably go again with non-English players, so I'll go with Aaron Ramsey.
That's a good pick. That is a very good pick.
Because I feel like we'll reach a situation where you'll start picking players that I kind of had in mind but forgot about.
Yeah.
So it's really if I want to try and be quick to pick 5 English players before you steal any I want, which is...
That's really the thing, because the English players, with a couple of exceptions, are probably going to be the best, so...
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you go for the sort of the better players, or do you try and not get shafted with rubbish players in other areas?
You know who I think I'll actually pick, and I didn't think I would, but I've actually just saw him now. I'm going to go with Stephen Davis.
That's a decent pick.
Because, picking 5 Northern Irish
yeah.
players.
That's why I've got my 2 out of the way straight away, because 2 of them have to start and be on the pitch throughout the game. 2 centre-backs, not terrible centre-backs either. I'm quite happy with. So, I guess there's a rather huge elephant in the room regarding Gareth Bale. So
Oh, I didn't even think about Bale, which is crazy actually.
I guess I'll take Bale. Get one of my
player actually.
Get one of my my Welsh out of the way, and I'm gonna go for Andy Robertson from Liverpool for my left back. Get a Scottish ironed out.
Okay.
So I need one more Scottish, one more Welsh, and then just my English basically for a starting 11 at least.
I think actually going with the Scottish, I'm going to actually go with Tom McKierney, attacking midfielder.
That's
very solid.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout.
I'm trying to also try and remember my formation to try and pick around that. And I'll also go with so many options. Gosh, it's like really hard, and you don't really think it would be.
There's like almost more options, but none of them stand out. Like, there's more options than you think there will be, but none of them are like, oh yeah, I need you. Like, now that we've got Ramsey, Bale, Robertson, Tierney out of the way.
Jesse Lingard.
Oh, that's not a bad pick. Why are there so many left backs? All I'm looking at when I'm seeing is left backs. It's crazy.
I wasn't sure if there would be, that's why I just went with Tierney.
Yeah, well, I've got Robertson, and then there's just a couple more that have just caught my eye that I could have gone for. There's definitely players here who I've never used, and that's terrifying. I'm going to iron out my non-English players. I'm going to go with Joe Allen in the centre of the park as my second Welsh player, because I didn't get Aaron Ramsey. And James MacArthur.
Okay, that's quite a good one, actually.
The Scottish players are actually a lot thinner than I thought they would be. Like, there's less that really jump out.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, speaking of Scottish, I'm actually going to pick... Probably this is actually my third Scottish player already, which is Grant Hanley, centre-back.
That's not a bad pick.
And for my second English player, I'm going with Rashford.
That hurts. I would have quite liked Marcus Rashford, I'm not going to lie. He was in my plans. I wasn't expecting him to go this early. Okay, well... I'd actually have to start to worry about my budget here, because I'm picking a lot of players, but...
I was thinking that too, but I think for most of the Welsh and Northern Irish, they're going to be like...
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so I need some English players. I've only picked non-English players so far, so... I guess I'll take, well, another world-class player. I'll take Harry Kane. And then, at the back, to fill out my defence, I'm going to go with Kyle Walker.
We have to play 2 all times.
Yes, we have to play 2. So you need players that can actually compete. Like you can't just sign like Northern Irish players worth 200 quid. Because the other thing is, like, if you want to make a change and you want to take off one of your Northern Irish players, you're essentially going to have to bring on a Northern Irish player, which is why I've made sure my 2 Northern Irish players are centre backs, so that I'm probably not going to sub them off. And I can just keep them out there all game and not worry about it.
Okay, yeah, I'm pick Andy King.
Oh, that's a really good shout. I was looking at him when I picked Joe Allen.
I think I'll actually go for Welshman Harry Wilson too.
That's really not a bad idea, actually.
Because he can play practically everywhere in the midfield.
Yeah. There's so many players here that I'm looking at, and I just don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. Dele Alli's been calling my name this entire draft, so I'm going to pick him up. I'm going to pick up another Welsh player, because we have to eventually. I'm going to take Wayne Hennessy.
You know who I'll go with? I don't necessarily need him, but I'm going to go with Jamal Lewis. He'll probably be my backup to Tierney.
That's fair.
In fact, you know who I'll go with? I'll go with Niall McGinn. Since he can play on both wings, which might help.
That's fair.
He's not the worst.
Random point, but have you noticed how expensive Adam Lallana is?
I haven't actually.
He's like 42 million. He's more than like Rashford, the same as Ali. Like,
one thing I did see though in terms of that is Scott Brown is like 20 million.
What? Some of these prices are off the charts. Again, like Phil Foden's really expensive. It's just strange. It's just really odd. I know I had one player lined up who I could still get, and I'm going to pick him up now, actually. Jadon Sancho.
Okay, yeah. Is he any good in Football Manager?
Well, he looks alright. Like, he looks like he's got a little bit about him. His star rating's not up to much, but his stats look pretty solid. Okay, let's get another Scottish player out of the way. I'm going to take Matt Ritchie.
That's a good one, actually.
Experienced player, proved himself at the highest level. Not a bad option at all. For 5 million as well.
Probably it's a bit. I've only got 2 Englishmen, which is the shortest, so I'm going to pick Phil Foden.
It's not a bad shout, but I can't justify spending 27 million on Phil Foden at this point. Like, not when Matt Ritchie's knocking around at 5.
And I'm also going to spend big again on Eric Dyer because he can play multiple spots as well.
I've noticed there is a massive lack of ball-winning midfielders. It's like, I'm really struggling to find one. That's 1, 2, 3 Welsh, 1, 2, 3 Scottish, 2 Northern Irish, and 3 English? That's not bad. 4 English. Oh, I've only got one more English player. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh, this just got difficult. Oh, this just got really difficult. So I'm going to take my 2 Scottish players now and just round that one out. I'm going to take Lee Griffiths.
Okay.
And... Scott McTominay.
Okay, that's fine.
Who did you have your eyes on? I'm genuinely intrigued.
Because I was literally just about to pick my last 2 Scottish players.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with Alan McGregor.
Okay.
Because if I keep him in goals, then I can have 5 English. Well, at least, obviously, he'll count as 1.
I've gone the exact same way with Wayne Hennessy for me. Like, if I keep him in goal, I can have an extra English player.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll do McGregor, and I'm also going to pick Matt Phillips.
Oh, that's a shout I didn't even consider. I like how with English, it's like, oh, you're only allowed 1 more, and with everything else, it's like, I need 2 more. Like, I need to fish for these players. So I'm going to take Ben Davies at left back. He was who I was talking about earlier when I said we've both got players in his position, Robertson and Tierney, but as far as left backs, as far as Welsh players go, he's the best one left. So I'm going to take Ben Woodburn.
Okay.
Decent backup left winger.
Well, I actually need to iron out my Welsh now by picking 2, so I'm going to go with Tom Lawrence.
That's not bad.
I'm really just trying to stick to the idea of getting people that can play more than just one position.
Yes.
Or swapping them around, and he can play. He's probably the last guy left that's very versatile. In terms of just stats, I think I'm actually going to pick Williams.
That's fair. That's not a bad pick, really. Well, I guess I'll get the meme out of the way and take Will Grigg. And I'll take Gareth McCauley. I've got some Northern Irish centre-halves already. I'll take another one.
I'll go with George Saville. Not sure if I'll play him though, but
yeah,
he's okay. There's really not much to choose from at all.
No, there really isn't. It's tough.
Actually, I'll go with Conor McLaughlin.
Oh,
he's actually not looking as bad as I thought he would.
So yeah, not gonna lie, it's not a shout I would have considered, but fair play. So my last 2 picks then, really. Get the obvious one out of the way. I'm going to take Chris Baird. Round out my Northern Irish. Wow. I had someone in mind, and I've just seen someone else is available, and now I'm not sure what to do. Okay, I'm going to stick with my tactics. I'm just going to go with what I planned, and I'm going to pick Jordan Henderson.
Okay, I was actually looking at him.
Excellent. It worked out in 2 ways then.
Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to be very basic, and I'm picking Sterling.
Yeah, that was the player I was eyeing up. It was the case of, do you go for that player who's just that good, or do I stick to my tactics? We've got players.
How do you feel with your picks?
I got the core of what I wanted. My plan to pick my 2 Northern Irish, then get my 2 Welsh, then my 2 Scottish, and then round out. It worked. It didn't go exactly as I liked. Aaron Ramsey was very high on my list. But then again, I wasn't planning to get Kane or Bale. So the fact I got both is great.
When we were obviously discussing it, I was thinking more along the lines of like Northern Ireland players or Scotland.
Yeah.
But having sort of thinking over picking Tierney first, I probably should have picked Bale, because if I didn't get Tierney, I could have got Robertson.
Yeah. Well, that was my thinking with the left back wasn't really something I considered because I already had Robertson and Tierney in mind, and then I realised Ben Davies was also an option. So
yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of very good left backs from the obscure, or not the obscure, but the nations that aren't England, essentially. So before we go into this first game, just a little bit about the team and the formation and the players, which I'm going to be using. Give you a quick rundown of what I'm trying to achieve. So in goal, Wayne Hennessy. Pretty decent goalkeeper, not as good as some of the English players, Pickford, Pope, Butland, Hart, those sorts, but still pretty solid, should be able to keep out most of the easy stuff and just keep play ticking over with his distribution. Right back, Kyle Walker, not too much needs to be said, very good player, should hopefully be able to contribute a fair bit going forward as well as defending. Now the centre-back pairing is crucial. I first picked these two players, which might seem a bit weird at the start when you consider some of the others on offer, but here's my logic. The Northern Irish depth was going to be an issue, and I didn't want to be having to take off attacking Northern Irish players and then bringing other Northern Irish players on to make sure we had two out at all times. I just wanted two Northern Irish players who I could keep out there and not have to worry about having to bring other ones on. So we've gone with Evans and Cathcart because they're two solid centre-backs and we will never need to take them off. These can be our two Northern Irish players throughout the whole thing and have no worries there. The only issue is whether they're quite good enough. There's some obviously better options out there, the likes of Harry Maguire, John Stones, but I think they will be good enough to just about see it out. Left back, Andy Robertson. Again, not much needs to be said. Perfectly good player. Should hopefully be able to contribute a fair bit going forward as well as defending. Central midfield, MacArthur. Bit of a shield to the defence, just there to win the ball back, pass it on and let somebody else do the creative work for him. Hoping he can do a decent job. Obviously ticks off the second Scottish slot with Robertson. Hoping he can just do alright. Now, next to him, Jordan Henderson. Deep line playmaker. Not the player I wanted. I really wanted Aaron Ramsey. But Jordan Henderson should hopefully be able to do the same thing. He's just a bit less attacking, which is my concern. I'm worried we won't have enough going forward from this midfield position. But should be able to distribute the ball very well. Hopefully create a few attacks and get this ball to our attacking players. But these front four are really where our team's going to shine. Right wing, Gareth Bale on that inside forward role, going to be a fantastic outlet. I'm hoping he can contribute heavily in the goals and really just be a bright spark in this team's creativity and offensive aspects. Wonderful player, really surprised I got him, I wasn't expecting to, but we did and we're going to try and take full advantage of that. Next to him, in the centre, Dele Alli, a player who I had my eyes on throughout the whole thing, hoping he can be a massive contributor in terms of creating chances, but also have a few shots of his own. He's quite a good goal scorer. I'm hoping he can show that in these few games because I think that might be a little bit of what we're lacking, as weird as that sounds, with Bale and a couple of the other players out there, such as Jadon Sancho. I wanted Marcus Rashford, couldn't get him because Sam took him, so we've gone with Sancho. He's pretty similar, but he's just a little bit worse, a little bit more raw, less experienced, but still very good. Just a good inside forward, should hopefully be able to chip in with a couple of goals and also just be a terror to the right back. And then the striker, Harry Kane. We picked him up very late, purely because, well, we were also concerned with getting our Northern Irish, our Scottish and our Welsh players out of the way, that we just sort of didn't pick any English players, so I was able to nab the likes of Kane and Ali quite late into the draft. Very fortunate for me. So, that's the lineup. We're going with a 4-2-3-1 formation, controlled possession, looking to just build slowly and, well, try and distribute the ball as best we can to these attacking players where they can be that bright spot, that creativity to hopefully bag us some goals. Let's see if it all works out in the game. So, your two Welsh, Scottish and Northern Irish players, I'm assuming you've done the same as me where you've got your 5 English players starting.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then you've got Davies and McLaughlin as your Irish, Ramsey and Williams as your Welsh, and then McGregor and Tierney as your Scottish, right?
Correct.
And then I've got Robertson and MacArthur, Evans and Cathcart, and Hennessy and Bale. Bale's a bit of an outlier. He's too good.
Yeah, I'm really... Obviously, you picked Bale like practically first. Well, your first pick.
He was my third pick. Evans and Cathcart were my first two.
Annoyed with myself that I forgot about him.
Yeah, you kind of just forgot he existed, right? Like,
I think it's because he never plays, though.
That is a fair point. Like,
I just forgot he existed in a way.
Until it's the Champions League final and then he scores a bicycle kick.
I was just about to say that.
You've put in 4 fouls already. 5? What is going on? You trying to kill my players?
This is the way I play. You better get used to it.
There's the yellow cards. Thank you, referee. I'm being assaulted. Oh, God.
Oh, Dyer, I should... Okay.
Scored a good free kick in the World Cup 4 years ago. Maybe you could have recreated that.
I'll probably have to change that next game.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll have better free kick takers than... Actually, I don't know who. Because, like, Sterling and Rashford aren't, or Foden aren't, like, key free kick takers. Neither is Ramsey and
I don't know if
Davis.
the highlights we're going to get something else, or if it's just teasing us like it usually does.
I don't know if it's just going to disappear into nothing or whether it's going to show something, but Harry Kane's on the ball. Oh, it's a great tackle, but Henderson's there to Dele Alli. Give it to Bale! Give it to Bale! Oh, using acres. Ali, selfish. I've just noticed we've got Kane and Bale playing together. Like, that's quite nice. We've got the old star man of Tottenham and the new one. Just linking up.
Mixed up.
Yeah, and Dele Alli. Oh, it's all very nice. It's very Tottenham-y, my team.
Okay, that's nice.
Lingard's
one thing I'm lacking is aerial threat big time. I've got a lot of small players like Foden, Sterling, Lingard. Oh, that's a great pass. Ball in the middle.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Phil Foden, assisted by Stephen Davies.
The youngster. That was very unfortunate for you because it all seemed like Rashford had messed it up with the through ball.
Yeah, well, I think Cathcart actually kicked it into your player and then...
Yeah.
And... Oh, no. No.
Sterling?
Oh, wonderful save, Hennessy. Absolutely sublime.
What a sitter. Rashford was literally 1 yard off.
It's a wonderful save from Hennessy. I don't know what you're talking about. Rashford did
I don't know what's worse. The fact that Rashford missed or that Sterling won a header. But here we go, another highlight for me. Hopefully.
Oh, get in there.
Red card. Ref, penalty.
Proper football.
Sterling?
Oh, no. Come on, win it back. Don't just give Lingard the space. Win it back. McLaughlin, Sterling, no. Closing down, Ramsey, good block. Hey! How high do you need the net?
Good field goal. Okay, here we go again, another corner. Tierney this time.
Oh, great save, Hennessy. Yes, Davies is back on it, but we're closing you down.
Lingard, come on.
Box him out. Oh, good block. Oh, Robertson, that should have been a free kick to me anyway.
This is this WWE?
I know, just look at you, 8 fouls. 8. We're in the first half.
8 shots though.
I mean, that's fair. But I've got 2. I've got a whopping 2 shots. 1 on target.
But this is good. I'm feeling confident so far with the first leg.
I'm not surprised. I haven't really had a chance. But Gareth Bale's going to take a free kick. Ashley Williams clears though. Oh no, close this down.
This should come in handy, the speed I've got up front.
Close this down. Whoever number 30 is. Oh, Robertson's trying. Oh, Hennessy claims, plucks it out of the air. No drama at all. That's an awful kick up though. Straight to you. Oh no. Oh, that's
a great play.
Oh, Hennessy. He's keeping me in it.
Are you sure this is Hennessy in goals?
I've not just snuck in David De Gea, I promise.
I'm starting to get a little worried about that. Okay, here we go. I don't know if anything's going to happen. Hopefully.
No, it won't. I'm gonna clear it. Get ready. I'm gonna clear it.
Oh. That was a nice solid strike, but
this is all very dangerous.
Rashford. Okay.
We're keeping it out. We're not giving you too much. Come on, if we can win this back, we can counter-attack. You've still got so many players up. Win this back. Oh, no. Eric Dyer wants to ball. Sterling.
Need a good ball in this time.
That's it. Force it backwards. That's it. Force it backwards. Keep it outside the box. McLaughlin, no. How far forward are your fullbacks? They're practically in the area. Lingard, no. Close him down. Oh, that's a good ball, but Cathcart with a good clearance. Wasn't really a good ball. It was a good ball to nobody, but like nobody was there to pick it up.
Yeah, I feel like it's just that final killer pass we're lacking on.
Oh, decent header. Oh no! Oh, nightmare! Phil Foden.
That's 2 mistakes, I would say, from you. Like 2 unfortunate mistakes.
Yeah, it still says Foden's. That's his first goal of the season, apparently. Considering he scored the first one, I find that hard to believe.
2 assists. I mean, it's kind of criminal. They're even classing those 2 goals as assists for Rashford.
It says that they're Davies on the top of my screen.
Oh, really?
It says Phil Foden assisted by Stephen Davies.
Lies.
That's a lovely little bug. This isn't good at half-time, is it? It's not...
I mean, it's pretty fantastic.
I think it's dreadful.
Although, I would not be expecting the goal scorer to be Foden at all.
I've got
He's
nothing
someone I
going on
haven't
up
actually
front.
used either.
I've got
I've just heard-
absolutely nothing going on up front.
I mean, you've had one or two decent chances too. Dele Alli with the ball over the top.
I need to
You had
create
the header
more.
strike very early on, which was saved.
Okay, yeah, I definitely need to create more.
But yeah, I think you'll need to have a good second half, otherwise we might be over in one game.
Nah, I've got this. Well, it'll at least be within one goal, and then we can regroup in the second game. Oh, he absolutely destroys him.
Send him off, ref.
Oh no! Don't send off MacArthur. It means I have to bring on another Scottish player, and McTominay's not on the pitch. I mean, he's not on the bench. No.
He's so
Yes!
That is criminal.
That genuinely would have been worse than you scoring another goal. Like, come on, Bale.
Oh no.
Bale, Ali, Kane, come on, one of you do something. So much attacking talent in this team. It's a great ball out to Jadon Sancho out wide. He cuts inside, slices the defence. Ali shoots. Great.
You know what? That seemed like a fairly tame effort, but McGregor,
Yeah.
butterfingers.
Come on, Bale. Put it in. Kane to Henderson. Oh no, how do you miss that? Oh, it was blocked. Okay, I thought it just went wide. I was
No,
about
it
to
was-
absolutely blast Jordan Henderson.
Pretty solid block there.
Bale again, though, puts it in. Robertson. Oh, we can't get there. Who's that? Stop just letting the ball hit your ass. Come on,
Walker.
Gareth. Kyle Walker. I forgot he was on the pitch. I forgot I drafted him, if I'm being
Yes, look at that.
honest.
Double team. I like it.
Come on.
Okay. I feel like a lot of the highlights are starting from throw-ins,
Yeah, they really are.
Davies, so that was risky, turning his back like that. Sterling, that's a great first touch. We need a good ball.
Oh
That's
no,
perfect.
that is lethal. You know what? I've said it's like, I forgot Walker's on the pitch as if it's a bad thing. The only reason I've remembered Robertson's there is because he keeps getting crosses conceded against him.
Oh, here we go. Kill this game.
No, win that. Come on, we need
Foden.
at least one. It's going to be really difficult to bring this back from 3 goals
You're right.
down.
This is some great passing. I like it.
Come on,
Lingard.
block that. Yes. Oh, what a challenge, Robertson. MacArthur's on a 6. Hold on, something needs to be done. Something needs to be done here.
Right now, I'm just like kicking back, relaxing. I don't need to do anything.
The question is, do I bring on Matt Ritchie or Lee Griffiths?
Honestly, none of them are going to save you.
I disagree.
I'm enjoying this.
I'm glad. Enjoy it while it lasts.
We should do this every day, dude.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So, just to clarify for the sake of the rules, I've taken off James MacArthur, who was Scottish. I've brought on Matt Ritchie, who is Scottish. Oh, my
It's
Scottish
going-
players are letting me down big time. I've got Robertson on a 6 as well.
Well, as long as it's your Scottish players and not mine,
It's your Welsh players are the lowest on your team.
no need.
So, again, for the clarity, for the sake of the rules, I've bought off Andy Robertson, and I've bought on Lee Griffiths, so that's a Scot for a Scot, and then I've took off Jadon Sancho, so I still have 4 English players out there. I've bought on Ben Davies, so I now have 3 Welsh players, which is all fine. I have 2 from each nationality. We're all good.
I think I might be a tactical masterclass.
With your no strikers. I mean, I
I'll see
feel
if I
like I've got
win
no
this.
strikers. I don't think we've seen Harry Kane do much all game. It's been Ali who's had most of my shots. Kyle Walker, though, up to Harry Kane. Tries to find it through, but can't.
One
Gareth
more.
Bale on the left-hand side, puts it across. Lee Griffiths!
Wait, Lee Griffiths?
Lee Griffiths!
Yuck, I didn't know he was playing.
Yeah, I have bought on a Celtic player just to spite you. I'm so glad that it's him who scored against you two. For those of you who don't know, I'm playing against the Rangers fan here.
Oh, yuck.
And Lee Griffiths, a Celtic player, has just bagged a goal. Beautiful.
Now I feel like I've lost.
Actually, you're using Karen Tierney. That's even worse.
I know, but we're not going to...
Lee Griffiths. And you've
And you-
picked him first, let alone
Yeah,
that you're
he's
using him.
first,
You
but-
picked him first. Harry
What's
Kane
happening?
in the box. Inside, Lee
No,
Griffiths.
don't start.
Matt Ritchie! My Scottish substitutes are doing absolute wonders. Both of my Scottish subs have came on and bagged goals. Matt Ritchie and Lee Griffiths doing nothing but the finest of work. Robertson couldn't do it. MacArthur wasn't having a good game. Took off 2 Scots. Brought 2 on. Straight back to 3-2. We're pulling this back. We're only 1 goal behind. It's still saying Phil Foden scored, assisted by Stephen Davis, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but Phil Foden hasn't been assisted by Stephen Davies all game. So all these yellow fans, like these fans in yellow, just look like a big group of bananas. Like you look at it's just a massive pile of bananas in the stand. Oh, highlight straight from kickoff. Come on. Win this back.
I made 2 subs. Matt Phillips is on for Sterling, so that was fine. We have 3 Scottish players on now for 4 English, and I've swapped over Ramsey for King in the midfield, both Welsh.
So yeah, you've still got 2 of each. We're all good on that front. Come on, let's bag another before the end of the game. I've used all my subs, so I can't do anything there. Come on. 2 minutes of added time remaining. There's still a little bit of chance for us to get something. No. Maybe if this goes straight into the box. Come on, Rory Delap. Oh.
Little round of applause there for the boys.
We did well. We did well to fight back into that. 2 minutes, we managed to pull back 2 goals and only being 1 behind instead of 3 going into our home leg. You know, it's not bad. I'll take it.
I don't want to say I did it on purpose by giving you 2 goals, but
yeah. Has nothing to do with me taking off my massively underperforming Scottish players. So that wraps up the first leg. If you want to see how the rest of this plays out, whether we are able to make a comeback and bring it home in the second leg, you can either follow the playlist, or there's a link in the description, or you can just go through my channel or use any other method you know of getting to that video. But it's up right now is what I'm saying. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the second leg.